Next guest is fresh off of winning the VIJHL Championship with the Peninsula Panthers. He's played for 4 years in the VIJHL, mostly with Peninsula after starting off with Lake Cowichan. From Victoria, BC, assistant captain of the Peninsula Panthers, Mac Fletcher. Mac, how's it going?
Oh, we're doing good, boys. How are you guys?
Doing all right,
Doing
bud.
great, man. Excited for the interview.
Yeah, no, me too. I've been looking forward to this the last week or so. So it should be fun. We'll have some fun here for sure.
You still hung over from the party or what?
Oh, buddy, it's been bad. Like,
You
yeah.
guys enjoy it?
So like I live with a couple boys on the team at my house. I billet them, so they all went home. Well, they went home on Thursday. So Wednesday we put in an effort in on Wednesday night.
Wednesday.
Yeah, and then like obviously Friday after the game was a good one. Got out of the rink around 12:30ish, straight to my house, and we had a good time, and then just kind of kept it going from there the last week or so.
That's awesome, dude.
Awesome.
You went on a Friday. That's a perfect day.
Oh, it was unreal. It was unreal. And sold out barn too. It couldn't be better. Good timing for everyone.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into that a bit more towards the end too. We'll get into full detail. Real quick, I see your name's Malcolm. Do you go by Mac?
Yeah.
Just to make sure. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
we're looking you up. Your full name's Malcolm.
Yeah, no, it's kind of weird. Like I don't even know why people call me Mac or how it came up, but I like it. So
cool. Works for us. Yeah.
Works, dude.
But yeah, anyways, well, I guess we'll start the way we always do. We'll just go back to the very beginning. So I see you're from Victoria, BC. So is that, where you grew up playing, and how did you just first get into hockey? How old were you? Any like inspiration, role models, whether it was family or just how, your hockey roots?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I grew up in Victoria. I grew up in Sydney, BC, which is like where Peninsula is near the arena. And just kind of like, I think at most kids, just I was probably 5-6 years old and just kind of had a few buddies that were playing hockey, and I really wanted to get into it. So parents put me in skating lessons at, I think I was 5 or so. And I actually remember like my first skating lesson, like it was so bad, like couldn't even move on the ice. And then the next year I just I got into hockey and then played Peninsula minor hockey all the way up through, up until I guess midgets, all the way through pretty well. And it was great. We always had good teams at Peninsula, and my dad coached me for most of my time growing up.
Sweet.
So yeah, that's kind of how it started, how I got into it. And yeah, no, unlike most guys, like I chose to not go to academies or major midget and stuff like that. So I took a bit of a different path, but yeah, no, it was awesome.
Yeah, ended up in the same place.
Yeah, how was that path? Like you end up in the same spot as a lot of guys that did take that route.
Yeah.
Was it a little harder for you, or was it like?
Well, like for me at least. So when I got to, I guess it would have been like Bantam, so U15 second year. They started a new thing on the island. It was like, I think they do similar stuff in Vancouver. It's like they did like a zone team. So it was like Peninsula and Victoria were together, and then like the West Shore was together, and like all these. So that was kind of the first time, and that was right as like academies were starting to get big. Like guys are starting to leave for academies, and then I just chose to stay at Peninsula. Like I played house league up until I think Pee Wee second year or something like that. And
holy smokes, dude.
Yeah, I played house league all the way up. Bantam first year, I got cut from our Peninsula like rep team, so I played like B, like
A2.
Horrible. Yeah, it was like I think we played in Vancouver Island, like minor hockey. It was tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. We were in tier 4. We were in tier 4, so we were just brutal. And
that's like that's like what Mission A2 would play.
Me and Owen played tier 3, so we weren't that much higher than you, buddy.
Yeah, no. And then that season I remember it, like I had a like a pretty bad like injury, like back injury. And I missed like half the season, and then I came back, and I, for whatever reason, like I had grown like 6 inches and put on some weight.
Wow.
Yeah, like 9th grade was like a big growth year for me. Like it was insane. And then from there, I made like the Peninsula A team or whatever, and like played at the top team and up through midgets. And then kind of that second year of midget was that COVID season, and that's kind of when my like got like the extra training in because we were just practicing because we had nothing else to do, right? Just
Yeah.
practice, and just had fun with my buddies, and we just had a great time. Like it was all my buddies, like just kind of played Peninsula minor hockey. Lost a few boys to the major midget, but it was a great path. Like I couldn't draw it up any better, and we got to go to provincials a couple times, and it was sweet. It was awesome.
What did your COVID year look like? Like what you said you were practicing a lot, but like what was like your minor hockey? Like me, I was playing Fraser Valley, which is major midget.
Oh yeah.
It was a little different. Like we had it a little differently. So I was just wondering what you guys went through.
So this year was like it was a sick year of hockey. First of all, even though we played 6 games. So and our league was like, I think we were the first one on the island to get shut down because like we went up to Port Alberni, play the game. On the way home, they had like an outbreak of COVID on their team like that night.
No way.
We get shut down like right away. We're like, shit, like we're done for a while. And then we get back into it. We don't play another game after that. We get to practicing. And so we were that season we were coached by these 2 guys. They're younger guys. I think they're like 30 or so. They're named Corey Coward and Brian Cross, and they were best friends with Jamie Benn growing up.
So, heck, I forgot he's from there. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was best friends with Jamie Benn growing up. So we obviously Jamie was up here. He wasn't in Dallas because of COVID. So we kind of were just practicing full time. And one day is some guys suiting up to go out for prac, and it's Jamie Benn.
Get out of here.
That's so sick.
Yeah. So we had a few practices with Jamie Benn, and like, oh, it was so cool. Like just to see a guy like that, like absolute beauty, like literally still a 18-year-old kid. Like, yeah, like would sit in the room, hang out, and great guy. Like I saw him on this, like walking the streets of Sydney here where we live, like, and he came up and fucking daps me up and like says what's up to the boys, and I'm like, no way, this is real. Like, but yeah, that was an awesome year of hockey, and we didn't even play any games, but like it was just so cool, like just being with the boys all the time, and like of course a guy like Jamie Benn coming in and hanging with the fellas is pretty special.
Yeah, well, I got another question about him then before we get into your junior career. Like what? So obviously you said he was a beauty, like acts like an 18-year-old guy. So would he kind of just like stay, like was he just there to like keep his conditioning up, or was he there like kind of like mentoring you guys, a little bit of both? Like what was it like to like just have like an NHL legend, gold medalist out there with you?
Yeah, no, it was like he kind of, how do I say it? Like he was pretty like nonchalant about it. Like it's like I honestly think he went out there because he wanted to hang out with his buddies on the ice or something.
Yeah.
And he would like hop into like a few drills like every here and there and like just go for an absolute rip. And like I remember one time I used to play D like in minor hockey. And we were doing some drills, like some retrieval drills, and Jamie Benn, like no gear on, like dumps the puck into my corner, and we're trying to like, just like work on making a breakout pass. And he just finishes his check on me in the corner. Like, yeah. And I wasn't expecting it. I was like, holy smokes, he got no gear on or anything. Like, but no, it was super cool. Like he like joked around a lot, but if you asked him about stuff like certain situations, obviously super smart hockey guy. Like he's obviously been around for so long, and just, it was so cool, so special getting to share the ice with that guy.
Yeah, what an experience. That sounds incredible. Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
Super cool.
Yeah, no, it was super fun.
And then we see that you transition to the VI and you start off with Lake Cowichan, and then you end up in Peninsula. So what was just your whole rookie experience like, and how'd you get picked up? How'd you get picked up by Cowichan, and how'd you end up in Peninsula?
Yeah, so that summer, that was right after the COVID year. So and I basically I went to a few camps. And it was when I'll mention this because it'll be kind of funny later. So um, the parents couldn't come into the camps at the time because like it was still kind of
Yep.
COVID, right?
Yeah.
So I was going to, where was I going? I think I was going to play spike ball with some buddies one night, and I got a call from, I guess he was like the coach of the West Shore Wolves or something like that at the time. So he calls me and he's like, "Hey, we want you to come to camp." I'm like, "Okay, sweet." So tell my dad or whatever. I'm like, "Hey, like I would like to go to this camp or whatever." So I go to the camp and I played unreal. Like it was a great camp. And at the end of the camp, they're kind of like, "Hey, like we could offer you right now, or you can, wait around." They mentioned like, you might be like a 670 on the team. And at the time I was 17, I was like, maybe not. So I go tell my dad that after, and he's like, "Oh, I'm surprised you got offered. Like, it's your first like real junior camp." And
Yeah.
so, um, anyways, the next weekend, Peninsula hosted a camp, and it was 3 teams were in the camp. So it was Kerry
Oh.
Park. It was Kerry Park.
Oh, yeah.
Like 3 teams came to
Yeah.
the camp. There's like 10 teams.
Gotcha.
Huge camp. So it was Kerry Park, Peninsula, and Lake Cowichan. And it was Lake Cow's first season, right? So
Yeah.
I go to like the first day of the camp, and basically just, I don't know if the camp was really bad or I had just developed a lot. It was just, or I just played like the best hockey of my life. Like, and on the first, like after the first practice, like Couch like came up to me and was like, "Hey, like we're really interested in you. Like, keep up the work this camp. Like we're really interested." So that night we play our first game, and at the end of the game, the coach at the time just kind of came in the room. They're like, "Hey, where's Fletcher?" And he just came out and he kind of just put the contract down. He's like, "Hey, like here we go." And so I go out and I kind of like I tell my dad, I'm like, "I just got offered by Lake Cal," and he's like, "If I'm being honest, like I wasn't expecting you to look this good at these camps. Like he hadn't seen me play in like a year. Like he hadn't seen
Yeah.
me play in a year, and
Yeah.
he's holy smokes, like
It's the Jamie
so
Benn effect, buddy.
literally it was all on my boy right there. And basically just kind of just got offered the contract, and like I had to think about it pretty hard. And so we ended up kind of waiting a day or so, and we talked a lot with the ownership, and Peninsula had offered me as well. And they were straight up. So this is also pretty like crucial in the process. Is I grew up. I don't know if you guys know this, but I grew up. I was like the stick boy for the Panthers growing up. Like I was
No
like,
way.
yeah, I was like the stick boy for the Panthers growing up. Oh yeah,
That's so crazy.
yeah. And like my dad's always, he was pretty good friends with the old owner of the Panthers. So like he was like super involved in the team. Like he was like one of the governors for the team for a long time.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
like that was a huge decision that we had to make, like as a family and for myself. So I got offered Lake Cowichan, Peninsula, and West Shore, and I talked to everyone individually, like throughout the process. I even had um a guy like one of the coach of Peninsula at the time, Brad Tippett. He even like had a call with like Ian Burney, like this is a big decision for the kid. Like, is there a spot there? Is he going to play, that sort of thing? Anyways, all said and done, it was my decision, and I decided to take a chance in Lake Cowichan and expansion franchise, and just kind of made it. Just decided to sign, and that was kind of that. Just yeah, that's about it. How that got there. Yeah.
So
And
then,
then yeah. Sorry, go Joe.
I was think we're gonna ask the same thing. So we end up
Yeah.
in how do we end up in Peninsula after that?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so I get up to Lake Cow, and Lake Cow. I could talk about Lake Cow for like hours. That was a crazy experience.
Really?
Good or
was-
bad? What are you saying?
Like a little bit of both. So I, when I first got there as a billet, so my family owned like a summer. My grandpa owns like a summer property in Lake Cowichan, like right on the lake. So like I've been up there before. And anyways, so I show up for main camp a few days early, so I'm staying there. And find out I'm going to a billet house, and they're like, yeah, like it's gonna be a temporary billet. There was I think 4 of us.
That's never good.
Yeah, I go there, and I'm staying in their trailer outside their house.
They're already here.
Yeah, I was living in their trailer for a few weeks. I was living there with a guy named Rylan Semenuk. He played for Lake Cal too, and obviously, and yeah, no, and I won't lie, that was the most fun I've ever had in my life. Was living in that trailer with the boys.
Wait, both of you were in the one trailer?
One
you
trailer,
didn't get like your own trailer.
No. We had it was like we both just lived in like this tiny little trailer. Like it was like, I don't know, 15, 20 feet long. Like, and oh my God, it was so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah.
Our billets there were amazing. There's the nicest.
Oh, great.
People.
That's always good to hear.
That's good.
Unreal. Unreal food. Like everything was just so much fun. They had a couple kids too they were a few years older than me. And it was the summertime in Lake Couch, and so like they were tossing parties and stuff like that all the time, and like it was a good time. Like couldn't be better. And then at kind of, I guess, September time, because I had to go back to high school, finish out high school up there, so I ended up moving into a billet kind of closer to Lake Couch, and as a like their town or whatever.
Yeah,
moved out there, got moved in with amazing family. Still talk to them all the time. They had 3 kids. They're absolutely amazing to me. I couldn't say enough good things about them. Still see them every once in a while too, which is amazing. So I'm moving into town, going to school, everything like that. And I was actually, it was right at that kind of the end of September. I was playing, I was in the Nanaimo Clippers main camp as well at the time. And so we're playing up in Nanaimo. I want to say it was kind of the end of like the first week of camp. So they're kind of starting to like set the rosters for like exhibition and stuff like that. Playing for like our season had already started too.
Were you 18 then at that camp?
I was 17.
17. Okay. So yeah, okay, never mind. I was gonna say I was there the next year. So I didn't want to I wanted to see if you were there at the same time.
So you were there 22, 23 then?
Yeah, the year after the year you're talking about right now.
Okay.
So yeah, so my 19 year, you're 18 year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So anyways, so I'm in that camp too at the time. Things are going well. And one night we were playing for Lake Couch, and I had a day off in Nanaimo, so I'm going to play for Lake Cow. We're playing up in Oceanside. It's a Wednesday night, and first period just kind of get ran from behind like pretty hard, and I ended up banging up my knee a bit, so I was out 6 weeks. And yeah, I think it was 6 weeks. Come back, play a couple games. We're on a bus ride home from Port Alberni, and I remember like the coach was on the phone like all day, like wake up in the morning to a call that I got traded to the Nanaimo Buccaneers at the time. Yeah. So
was
at
that
the time,
one in 39 team or something?
Oh yeah, the first 1 in 47 team. First 1 in 47. Yeah. So I get traded there. So I remember like our coach calls me and he's like, I was obviously pissed off. Like, who wouldn't be? Traded to the worst team in junior hockey at the time. So he kind of gives me a call and he's like, yeah, I hate this side of hockey, but like you're going to, this is where you're going. Like, this is how it is. So I kind of look at my phone after I got a text message from one of my buddies that actually I played Peninsula minor hockey with growing up. That was on Lake Couch, and he goes, I just got traded to Nanaimo, and so it was like, so we both get traded to the Bucks, and so he's like, I'll pick you up. We'll go to the rink. We'll grab our shit, and like we'll just figure it out from here. It was the day before my birthday too. Day before my birthday.
Oh no way!
Yeah. And so anyways, call my dad. I'm like, hey, like I got dished. And he's like, the first thing he goes, fuck you. Like, no chance. Like, you're not going there. So anyways, like, it's no disrespect to the Nanaimo Buccaneers, but like I was not I just didn't want to go in that situation. They had gone through a
Yeah.
few coaches. They had they did have like, I think it wasn't even necessarily like the players and the coaching and everything. I think there was like some outside influence on why that team was so bad for so long, but won't get into that. Anyways, pack up the billet house, go home. And that week I did nothing. Like I had nothing to do. Like I had to switch schools again, switch hockey teams.
Oh my god.
That's a
So
nightmare, man.
it was horrible. But just kind of after a week or two, just I got back in with Peninsula Minor Hockey. I started practicing with the Panthers. And then a week or so later, I played my first game for the Panthers. I want to say it was like November-ish of that year. We played the Victoria Cougars. So yeah.
Do you have to get traded from Nanaimo to Peninsula technically?
Yeah,
or
or
like
did
did
Nanaimo
Oh,
just
so-
release you?
Yeah, no, they when Nanaimo was like, hey, like, you coming up or no? I was like, no, like if I'm being honest, like I'm just
Yeah, fair enough.
like I'm not doing it. And he's like, oh, like I understand. Like they just fired their coach. He was a new coach. He's like, I get it. It's a tough situation to get into. So yeah, and I actually heard that day. So there's the two of us from Lake Couch, and I got traded there. There was like 3 or 4 other guys that also got traded there that declined the trade, I guess. So
Oh my god.
it was a tough day. It was a tough day for that. But yeah, no. Then I just kind of got my release from Nanaimo, and then got back into minor hockey, Peninsula with the boys for one last year, and then was APing for the Panthers. Played I think 7 games for them that year, and then a couple playoff games, which was awesome. It was so awesome. And then that year of minor hockey, we went to the provincials. It was in Campbell River, and so that was obviously pretty special to kind of go out with the boys that you've been playing with for the last 12 or so years, whatever it may be. So yeah. That's kind of half how I got out of Lake Couch and how I got out onto Peninsula. Then of course, at the end of that season, I just kind of signed a contract. So yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Sorry,
yeah,
Joe.
so-
You go.
Oh, I got it. What were you gonna say, Owen? Actually,
I think we were probably gonna say the same thing, dude.
well, I was gonna say you win a chip. This is your second VI championship, right?
Like I was an AP for the Panthers last time they won. So
The last
like
time.
Did you go to Cyclone?
Actually, I did not play in Cyclone. No, I went over
Okay.
there. I think on the second day just to kind of like hang out with the boys.
Do you
Right.
remember?
Okay, cool.
Do you remember a pretty long shootout in that?
Yeah,
in that
17
tournament?
rounds.
Yeah.
17 rounds, right?
I was in net.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah, for Rolscope.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that was that was a long game.
That
was
was
a long
insane.
game.
It was
Yeah.
like was it 17
I
rounds?
think it
Or
was
how?
17 rounds. Yeah.
And our AP ended up scoring the game winner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
That's
fucking
funny.
insane.
Yeah.
And nobody scored either. That was the thing. Is like
It was
it
one
wasn't
goal,
like
right?
we would score and then they would score. It was just like no one scoring.
Yeah, no. It was bizarre because that was the last game of the round robin, right?
Yeah, we were both playing in
Both
third place anyways.
Yeah. So
So it was a mean nothing game, but still.
yeah, no, it was pretty crazy. I do remember that like pretty vividly. Yeah.
It was so sick.
Yeah, no, I was like, I just could not wait to get out of there. Like
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, it was my parents were sitting up there and they were sleeping, but so yeah, compared to like the current championship, obviously you're way more involved.
Mhm.
That first one, was it a big deal for the town or was it
Oh, that was a huge deal. So that whole season, like first of all, we had like Riley Braun, who was our captain that year, 120.
Yeah.
Best,
Fucking insane.
I'm gonna say it, best junior B player in history of ever. Just say that. And immediately followed by like Logan Spears. Like Spears, he had over 100 points. Like
yeah, you guys were a powerhouse for sure.
yeah, like realistically, like our rink, like Panorama, like we're on average, like average season, average team, we're getting like 200-300 fans kind of thing. That year we were getting like 400 or 500 like every game.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
unreal.
of course we played the Jennies in the finals, and they were a good team. Like they were a solid team. And I remember like game 6, that I think that was probably the most packed I've ever seen Panorama, honestly. That and then last Friday, of course,
Yeah.
for our Game 7 finals. So, like, I will never forget that. That group of boys was amazing. And even just, like, of course, that season was it was a really big deal that we won, mainly because Grant Gilbertson, our teammate, passed away
I
that year.
remember that, yeah.
So that was a super amazing that the boys got it done for him, and I know that meant a lot to a lot of guys on the team. It's
I
something
remember.
That's
I'll
awesome.
never
Yeah,
forget.
you guys had his jersey hung up
Mhm.
behind the behind what was it? Behind the bench after
Yeah, we
every
always
game.
had behind the
Every game.
bench, and so yeah, no, that was amazing. Like just that like how they came over that like adversity. Like it was a horrible time for us, but seeing a group of guys come together like that and rally around, a team, a family, and come out on top is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
it's awesome.
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely.
And then so you get into your first full season of junior hockey with the team that you used to be a stick boy for.
Yeah.
So what was just like I guess let's say the next 2 years like in Peninsula? I see you had 16 goals last year too, and 30. You were half a
Yeah,
goal per game. So what was
yeah,
your first rookie season, and then your next full season like in Peninsula for the
yeah.
hometown team?
So, so my 18-year-old season. This sounds so weird. Like it was my first year playing forward. Never played forward. And
Yeah, I was gonna ask that
I
too.
was
When
like,
did you make the switch? But it was then.
it was when I was 18. Yeah, when I was 18, I was kind of like, it was like, like see what happens. Like, so that season, like, I kind of like just tried to like embrace like just playing greasy hockey, like just be so greasy, finish every check, run
Nice.
my mouth for 60 minutes straight, and like I wasn't really that good, honestly. Like I think I had 10 points my first year, maybe 11, and I know like my first goal of the season that year was I my first goal of the season, like I like made a horrible play. Uh, I was like just outside our blue line. We were starting. We started the game. It was like just outside our blue line, and I try and like stretch out the right winger. Horrible pass, terrible, and it like bounced off the end wall, or no? Oh no, it hit the goalie. It bounced out, and their D man put it in the net. No, that was cool. And just like say how fucking bad I was. That was the happiest I've ever been in my life. Like I like full on skelly, like jumped in the fucking glass, like in my own end when I scored that goal. So like that was just it was just like, and then kind of like from that I was like shit, like I gotta find a way to kind of like contribute. Like I'm not gonna score goals. I'm not gonna like not like a fast skater. So I just kind of embraced just like being a bit of a rat out there, and
Yeah.
that's kind of when I kind of came into my game. Was that season was just kind of finishing hits and running my mouth, and it worked out for me for the most part. And then kind of that year we played Saanich in the first round and lost in 6 games. It was a really good series though. So I come into my 19-year-old season as like, I'm a little older now, a little bigger, a little stronger, have like some experience. And I kind of just played the same way, played greasy, and then just kind of, I think it was 6 or 7 games into the year, I kind of put one in, and then kind of the next night scored a couple more, and then the goals just kind of started to come. I think I only had like, I want to say 3 apples on the year, like 16 goals, 3 apples or something like that.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
Yeah,
16 goals and 3 assists
yeah.
in 33 games.
So, but no, like that's just kind of what I did. Like they're mainly off the power play. Like I got to shout out Ethan Lingard for just ripping it off my shin pads, and they would go in the net. So
So big net front guy.
I lived in front of that net. I lived in
Nice.
front of that net.
Okay,
That's
that
awesome,
makes
dude.
I have,
sweet.
I'm gonna have like permanent bruising on my back from like the cross checks,
Yeah,
just in the
it's
back.
never
And, like,
fun.
no, and the blockers. Oh, I've eaten some blockers in my days.
Yeah.
A lot of blockers. So yeah, that's kind of the 19-year-old season. We I guess this is a big one too. Is that season I actually we ran into some like our D were all injured, so I went back there and played D for 4 games, and then
Okay.
that fourth game playing Kerry Park at home, kind of go back for a puck and just kind of get hit. Wasn't a hard hit, wasn't like a dirty hit, just straight shoulder to shoulder into the boards and popped my shoulder out. So dislocated the shoulder. And that was most of the season. And of course, like things always happen like that when like things are going good, right? Like you're playing your hockey and then you kind of that happens. So that sucks. We going into January, like our team, like we weren't playing good. Like we just didn't have the horses that year, right? Going to the playoffs, get swept by an unreal Victoria team that they ended up losing in the second round to the Preds, who ended up winning. But no, that's just kind of how that went. So yeah,
right. And then I mean, obviously, now the last year that just happened, you come into this season assistant captain, 20-year-old season, and just kind of talk about the whole team this year and what went on from start to finish, any adversity, the playoff run, and obviously, as everyone knows, Game 7 overtime win at home to win the championship. So just walk us through the whole year, especially with it being your 20 year.
Yeah, no. So it's pretty crazy to think that like it's already done, like it's over, right? Like it's an amazing season. But so last April we had our ID camp, and like we had some nasty players come out to that camp. Like I had never seen a camp like that before. Like did a lot of recruiting, like our team did a lot of recruiting over the summer, and then kind of, you roll into August, you never know what the season's going to bring. You try and work as hard as you can in the off season. And so it was August 18th, we come in town for camp, and best group of boys I've ever met. Like first week, like it was the best group of boys you could ever ask for.
That's awesome.
Everyone became like best friends right away. And, I had a couple of guys living at my place. Like everyone was kind of living in the same kind of area. Like it was close enough. And so we kind of like at the start of the season, we're like, yeah, we're going to win at the championship this year. Like this is the year. This is the group of boys we're going to do it with. And, kind of the year goes on, and just another thing too is like you look at a lot of teams, like I'm going to say like Kerry Park, like they had so many guys come in and out of their team like throughout the season. Like I don't even want to know how many cards they used. Like we've only had like 25, the same like 25 guys like the whole year, which I think like made us so strong.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's huge. So we kind of just, the season starts, and first of all, the league was a lot different this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say that probably has a lot to do with the way that they joined the BCHL kind of and left Hockey Canada, right?
I mean, to me, like it did not affect me in any way, shape, or form. I'm 20 years old playing in the VI. Like I'm not going to the B. So like I didn't really care. It was like it's like it's kind of weird because like we've only ever like on teams like I've played with in the past, like for Peninsula, like there's only a couple billets like on each team. This year we had like 17 guys billeting, or so. I don't even want to know. Like we had so many out of town. Oh, so many out of town guys.
Wow.
Like, I think we had 5 Americans, like 4 or 5 Ontario boys, like guys from the interior BC.
Is it guys that come over that want to play in the B show but then just aren't good enough basically and have to play a year junior B?
Well, what it kind of seemed like is like during camp and stuff like that, like we're affiliated with the Smoke Eaters Trail. Yeah. So like Trail was at like our camp. So I think they're trying to do is make it like a farm system up, which kind of works. And so the other thing is too is like guys from other provinces can come over at 16 or 17 now too. You can have more 16-year-olds on a team. So they're really trying to make it like that development league to the BCHL, which I think is great. But this is like one thing that I truly do believe is the VIJHL. Like they did not move a lot of guys up this season. Like honestly, like for what it was sold as, I think if they want it to be successful and they want it to keep going, is the BCHL's got to make a smaller roster or something like that. Like they got to have, so guys are getting called up because like BCHL guys have 25 guys on a team. Like you got to have at least 5 injuries before you're calling up a VI guy, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
But anyways, like they tried to sell it as the farm system, and I mean it worked. A few guys got called up, but you could definitely see in the league like it was a lot more skilled, like a lot faster, just kind of some more talented players, I guess you could kind of say, coming in. And
Yeah.
no, it was a super good season. Like it was, yeah, the skill like just alone was amazing to see this season. Like and
Awesome.
like I don't know like what is like the PJ, like that's a pretty like skilled league, right? The PJ.
Yeah, it's really top heavy. Like the top teams are unreal, and then there's a huge drop off.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. And you
So
were
it's like Ridge is amazing.
yeah, yeah. And then you were KI, right?
Yeah, I was. I played on Revelstoke.
Revelstoke.
So yeah, so we ended up making like that that tournament thing twice. Or no, we played all 3 years actually. So we kind of got a taste of each league in those tournaments, those little tournaments. But our league is definitely more physical and like tighter area, like work the puck down low type thing, less skill, more grit, and
more
hitting.
defense, grit,
very defensive,
structure. I would say more
like,
depth. Like
yeah, it's more depth too. Like our third line, our third lines were like good for good lines in the PJHL, right? I don't know.
Yeah, no. I think so.
Like in the VI, like before this year, like I would say it's almost a mix of like those two leagues. Like some teams are super physical, other teams won't even touch you.
It depends.
Like the 2022, 2023, like Oceanside Generals, they like may have been the best team like the league has seen in a long time. Like their mix of like skill and physicality was crazy. But kind of like the PJ, like there is that drop off. Like there's a huge drop off.
Yeah, they didn't have very many. I remember playing against them. They didn't have very many. They had really, really good top guys, and then the drop off was just like if we could expose our third line against their third line, it was like it wasn't close.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, and then this year, like in the VI, like you kind of saw like a much more rounded, like a rounded teams. Like anyone could win on any night. That was one thing.
Yeah.
It didn't matter who you had in your lineup. Like probably the best goaltending the league has ever seen was this season. Like it was pretty cool to just kind of see how it changed like that.
Fair enough.
And just kind of the development of the guys. So yeah, that's kind of how the VI looked this year. And then I guess I'll get back into kind of our season.
I hate to do this though, boys, but I gotta run. I got a team meeting at the rink in about 3 minutes here, so I gotta run.
It's okay, Joey. I can finish it up.
Okay, we'll see you later, bud.
All right, yeah. Thanks for having me, buddy.
Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, just get back into just talking about your regular season and and then eventually the playoff run in the championship.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So our team kind of like, I would say we went on like that 14, I think it was 14 game heater, like kind of middle of the season, like unreal through like, we're undefeated through November and most of December. Then we kind of come into the new year a little slow, like started losing some hockey games and things weren't quite going our way. Like we just weren't getting the bounces. And that was at the time Carey Park was kind of playing their best hockey. And so I think they were playing really good. So I think it was kind of end of January. We were tied with KP, or we were up by a point. We had a game against them, and they beat us like 6-2 or something like that. And we were kind of like we were the dogs all year. Like now we're not. Like now it's they're them. They're riding the high at the top of the league. So the next few weeks kind of play out, and we play some good games, play some bad games, and then we just kind of start to find our way again. We just started doing the little things better and just kind of played better hockey, kind of going into playoffs. So playoffs too, like right before playoffs, we acquired Hunter Farr from Oceanside. Guy is a stud goalie, like unbelievable. Huge reason why we won that championship was him. So we roll into round one against West Shore. And we like West Shore they were pretty good all season too. Like they had a good team.
Oh yeah.
They had 6
Their
good.
Top line was sick.
Yeah, they had some nasty players on that team, lots of skill. And we just kind of roll in there and games 1 and 2, we win the first one. It's a close one. Game 2, again, like another close game. I think they beat us 3-2 with an empty netter, but a couple scraps and then game 3 happens, which is obviously a big one at home. We beat them in I think it was double overtime or something like that. So that's obviously big. And then we just kind of roll them the next couple games, just kind of just play our best hockey. Then we wait for Kerry Park. They're playing Victoria in a pretty good series. And we kind of just roll into KP. And what we kind of saw was like, this is our time. Like, we really got to bear down. Like, these guys are playing some nasty hockey right now. Like, they have a guy with 100 points on the team. And we just kind of played game one. And we played 4 perfect games against Kerry Park. Like, honestly, we played like our best 4 hockey games we could possibly play against that team. And a team with probably some of the best offense, obviously the best offense in the league, arguably in the province at the time. Like,
They had like point per game guys in their fourth line.
Yeah. Like, I think
it was ridiculous. Like 4 of their defensemen were point per game. It was nuts.
Yeah, like I think his name was Ryland Davis. He was on their fourth line. He was the prospects game MVP. I want to say he had 20 goals. I want to say he had 20 goals, 19 goals or something like that. And that's like their fourth line. So it's like, holy smokes. But we just played 4 perfect games against them. Like, just we really focused in on shutting down their top guys, and we earn our spot in the final. And we played Campbell River, and the first 2 games we win the first one. They scored early in the third to make it 1-0, then we score 4 straight. And then game 2 was up in the Riv, and we won. I think it was a Wednesday night. And now we're in the driver's seat. Like, now we're pumped up. We go home on Friday to play them at home, and that was kind of like the biggest goal of that series. The biggest game of the series was obviously that game. Then we obviously 0-0 at the end of regulation. We go into overtime, go to double overtime. So now it's like, this is the biggest goal of the series. Like, if Campbell River scores, they're right back in it. If we score, it's
3-0,
Up 3-0.
Oh God.
But so I think it was somewhat early in the second overtime. Faux pas. Guy's nasty too. Holy smokes. He talks.
He's sick.
Yeah, he talked, and then they win the game. We got to go up to the Dirty Riv the next day. So we go up Saturday night at the Brindy. Fucking electric, first of all. Unreal fan base there in CR.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, like it was packed up there. And so we go up there, like, beer gardens are buzzing up there, the fans are buzzing, like, and they come out, and they played their best game in the series by far. They I wouldn't say they dominated us, but they blocked more shots, they won more draws, they just did the right things. So now we're 2-2, and we're like, oh shit, well, we had it. So now it's time to put the head down and grind. And I remember, so that was on Saturday. We played on the Monday, and our coach told us, like, on Sunday, like, all you boys got to, like, go out and do something together. Like, so we went out.
Nice.
We went out into Victoria and did like a big walk, and then went out for dinner, and probably stayed out a little later than we should have, but who cares? We had
paid off.
Yeah, we were playing pool, and we were just having a good time. Like, we were gripping the stick too hard, and just we had to just kind of enjoy the moment again. So we kind of go out for game 5 now. Yeah. Game 5, and then tied 0-0, and make a bad turnover, and they go down and score, win the game. Now we're going back to the Brindy, go up to the Brindy, and then we, they're up 3-1 in the second period, and we just kind of come back and somehow pull it off, win 4-3. And then Friday night, our barn, game 7, like, it's kind of what you dream of your whole life, right?
Yeah, no kidding, man.
It was pretty crazy. Like, it's before most games, like, I kind of go for like a little run, like, upstairs, like over in the stands. And it's kind of funny. Like, I couldn't go for like my run because there's so many people in the building. Like I couldn't like move. Like, I could barely walk back and forth. And I just kind of remember kind of looking around, like, all right, we're gonna lace them up one more time tonight and see how it goes. So, first period kind of goes by. I'd say we probably outplayed them in the first, but they got one on us kind of halfway through that first period. We're down 1-0. Then they get another one early in the second, and we didn't doubt ourselves for a second. Like obviously Campbell River, like they played some awesome hockey. Caden Serpa was unbelievable, but we just kind of we never thought about losing. Like we played every single game to win, and it was just the effort from the boys and just the how relentless we were throughout that game and the series and just the whole season alone, how we just battled through everything. And third period comes out, and Brennan Williams on the deflection right in his office kind of scores, and we knew right then and there like we had to get one past her, but if we just had to get one through him, and I knew we would get there. And then of course like late in the third period, like a minute and a half left, like just the puck squeezes out, and we Kenny Price puts it home, and then it's like holy smokes, like that's like the place is going nuts at this point. Like fans are like everyone's so hyped, and we go out for OT, and it's like I'm like looking around, I'm like holy smokes, like the next goal, like someone's got to get it. And kind of it's actually kind of funny, like on that last goal that Cross scored, like the shift before that, he had like the exact same play and shot, I think low blocker, and he stopped it. And then
Really?
yeah, and then the exact same play almost that when Hodgson steps up on the wall, and then Corral picks it out of the guy's feet, like the same play, like same like use the D-man as a screen, he goes high blocker, and just everything erupts, like everything, like I don't even remember, like I can't even remember like my gloves, like I actually my visor is like so scratched because like I threw my helmet like and it hit the wall, like oh my god, everything went like blank, like it was just absolutely amazing. Like I couldn't believe like how loud the place was, and just it was I couldn't ask for a better ending, like truly like a storybook ending to a crazy season. So yeah.
No, that was a great explanation. And I can't imagine what that atmosphere must have been like. And because even like obviously covering like the finals, like me and Joe, like, when it was 2-0 for you guys, we're like, oh yeah, like they got it clearly, like Peninsula's got it. And then it's 3-2 for Campbell River, going back to Campbell River, and we're like, yeah, well, it's probably Campbell River's probably got it. And it's like it just the way it kept flipping. So like I know you said you guys like did a really good job of keeping even heads, but I just wanted to ask like a little further, what are you guys saying, like games, like after losing 3 in a row, you're down 3-2, you're down 3-1 in the game, like what's it like in the room, like how are you guys feeling?
It kind of varied. Like there's some guys that were just like shocked, like we had it, and like we kind of screwed ourselves at times, but like I kind of like told the boys like at the end of the game, like we're all kind of sitting there silently, I'm like, boys, like the script just got that much better, like it just got that much better. And we kind of like refused to get down on ourselves. And like a few guys were super pissed off, like 100%, but how we just kind of took the night, it was we bust home. And then that day like that we spent together, like sorry that day we kind of spent like after they tied the series, really kind of flipped our minds of like, okay, it's all awesome. Good. Like, and then they win the third game, and it's like, whatever, we played a great hockey game, they were just better than us tonight, it's gonna happen. Then we roll into game 6, and it's like there's no chance we're losing tonight. Like we refuse to lose. Like we refuse to lose. So that's kind of how it was. And just the effort and like the pride that we had, like we could not lose that series, especially after going up 2-0 at the start. Like we were not losing that series. So yeah, there wasn't like anything in specific that the boys were saying, but yeah, that's kind of where our heads were at.
Oh yeah, that's crazy that you guys were able to just keep that mentality throughout. Like it's so hard to, it's a lot easier said than done. So I just wanted to ask, like obviously, I saw the video of you guys lifting the cup, the celebration at the rink. It looked amazing. Saw the overtime winner. Like what a game. But then I just got to ask about the celebration and afterwards, like in a little more detail, like what did you guys like? What was the whole plan? Like what you can say, and if you change your mind about something you say, we can cut it too. But just just give me the rundown on the celebration.
The celebration. So like the first win the game, we're on the ice. We're on the ice for a long time after. Like we were probably on the ice like 30, 40 minutes after the game.
Yeah.
And we finally get into the room and kind of get in there, and we just kind of have one last kind of talk with the boys, talk about the game, and gave out the game puck in the hard hat, and I won the hard hat, not a big deal, but anyways, we just kind of coach kind of walks out of the room. We're all hyped, and we flip on the speaker, and we always play. We usually play the song like "You Came to Party." I don't know if you know that. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so we usually play that one. So, but instead, like our captain put on like "We Are the Champions."
Nice.
And then like some of the boys were kind of like pissed though. It's like, this is not our song. Like, what's going on here? And then I remember so we screamed some lyrics till about 12:30 at night at the arena. Like we were there till probably 12:30, and then kind of came back to my house with a few of the boys, and a few more boys came over, and the next thing you know, the whole team was over at my house actually for quite a while, quite some time.
Nice.
We were here pretty late and spent most of the day here, and then that night we went over to Risto Ringma's house for another huge party, and just kind of one last time with the boys before some of the boys were catching flights on like Sunday. So
yeah,
it was tough to say goodbye, but just being with that group of guys one last time was super special. And like the celebration, like, oh, it was good. It was good. Yeah.
It sounds amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, probably
just one more question I got.
Oh, I was just saying.
Finish what you're saying.
I was just saying, shouldn't go too far into detail about the celebration.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, just one more question I got before I kind of open the floor up to you a bit is I just wanted to ask about your coach this year, Tyler Stanton. So I saw he won Coach of the Year, and he actually messaged us the other day and said get a Panther on the next pod. But we had already secured the interview with you, so so he knows it's coming, and it sounds like he's pumped for it. But I just wanted to ask like what impacts he had on you guys and throughout the run, like what was his messages like when you were down and things like that.
Yeah, no. So like Coach Tyler, like first of all, like you probably won't see many other coaches put in that many hours into a team, whether it's video, individual video. Like he spends so much time at the rink just getting us like organized, like getting jerseys ready, or just like little things like that, prepping video for guys, like making sure we're taken care of. And then of course he's an unbelievable coach, amazing coach. He understands the game so well, and just I really like his strategy and how he kind of goes about it, and his commitment to just working your ass off 24/7. Everyone working his ass off 24/7, and I was super pumped for him to win the Coach of the Year there at the end of the season. But after the game in the room, we told him like, "Hey, Coach, congrats on the Coach of the Year," and he said, "Boys, like, I'd much rather have a ring on my finger." And I knew I knew like right there, like this is a team, like this is the guy that's leading us. Like he wants this so bad for the boys. Like he just wants it so bad. And when you have a coach like that pushes you to the next level, that wants you to succeed so much, and then to see, the outcome that we had, like you couldn't be happier for the guy. And obviously he was even happier for us. So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. And then just to wrap it up, kind of open the floor up to you a bit. Any all-time stories from your career on or off the ice? Just any stories, doesn't even have to be hockey related, that you got saved up for us.
Yeah, no, I got I could go on this for a while. I'll start off with a late Cowichan story from court when I was a rookie. I won't name any, but I think if any of the boys hear this, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So when I was a rookie, we used to like write our fines down on like pieces of paper, and I was my first time ever doing like court or anything like that, right? Because I'm just right out of minor hockey, and so we used to like write our fines down on paper or whatever, and then I get a huge piece of paper this week. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I only like everyone's got these little sticky notes. And he's like, yeah, you're writing a love letter to one of the boys. I was like, oh boy. So I wrote a love letter to this guy on our team, and oh my god, it was horrible. I like wrote about like it wasn't like, it was just kind of like, now that I think about it, like it was honestly kind of weird. I like wrote about like how handsome I thought he was, and just kind of like this guy, like he was a pretty jacked guy, and I was like, I just love your muscles, like I love it, like oh just I and I told him, oh yeah, it was absolutely bizarre, like it was yeah.
Yeah,
And
I've
then
never heard one like that. Like, right,
yeah,
I've
no,
never heard that as like a rookie initiation. That's a new one for me.
no, did that one, and then oh, I got to think of another story for the boys that I can tell. That and I can give you boys another Jamie Benn one. That would be it's kind of funny actually. So
Okay, yeah, sweet.
but yeah, no, the next story I have and was back during that COVID season when I was like 16 or so, and we everyone was home, and for the winter, like all the boys, even that like played out of town, we were all just kind of hanging out like together, and we were out in Sydney one night, and they were filming a movie out in Sydney, like kind of
Okay.
down because like in Sydney, like there's like this beautiful like pier, and there's like fancy like hotel and stuff like that. So they're filming this movie, and this was right after one of our practices. So it was kind of in the evening, probably like 6 or 7 o'clock, like just starting to get a little dark. And so we're out there watching them film a movie, and then we're sitting on this bench watching the movie, and there was a there's a liquor store or something like that down the road, or I don't know. Anyways, Jamie Benn walks out kind of near this liquor store. I don't know if he like came out of liquor store because he didn't have any beers on him, but he kind of like walked around the corner, and they're like, oh, you guys are Corey's boys, and there's like this guy kind of like down the road, like around the corner, and he just kind of walks over, and just kind of sits down with, it was like me and a couple buddies. We're just sitting on this bench, and like Jamie Benn just kind of sat down on the bench with the boys and just kind of hung out for a bit, like kind of just bullshitted around, and was like, what was he ripping us about? Oh yeah, he ripped us for like my buddy like didn't have a girlfriend or something like that, and he called him like an ugly fuck, and he was mad off. And yeah, no, so that was a pretty funny one time that happened out in Sydney with Jamie Benn. So yeah, that's what I got there.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I just still can't believe the whole Jamie Benn thing as a whole. Like that's unbelievable, and for just to like casually see him walking around too, like that's
Oh
so
yeah.
cool, man. Like,
Yeah, no, super funny guy, like awesome guy. So yeah, that was too funny.
no, it's awesome. Well, that's been an amazing interview. So I think it's unless you got anything else at all, would love to hear it. But if not, I think we'll probably wrap it up there.
Yeah, no, I just want to say thanks for having me, boys. It was a fun time. So yeah.
Yeah, no, thanks. Thank you a ton for coming on. And yeah, that was a great interview. It's yeah, there's a lot of great stories, and it was great to hear about the championship. Obviously, we wanted to get a VI champion on here, so I'm glad glad we got it done. And just yeah, thanks a ton for your time. That was a good one.
Yeah, no, awesome. Thank you so much for having me.